there's this weird thing that, like, I think older players for the most part have it. And you hear these stories of these like legendary guys that are just kind of psychopaths, sociopaths. They're insane. They're like literally just kind of crazy. And Henri just has elite mentality. Like he's not on this level, but I thought that it was a good comparison. I kind of saw him on the same day, and I was like, that's nuts. Like that they work like this, basically. But look at Henri, and look at like it's so easy for people to think that it's just like this natural talent, that they have this ability, and that's like partly true. But at the same time, like, they work way more than anyone else as well. You can play Ultimate Team. It's you versus bots if you're bad. I might have to do that, dude. Okay, so watch this.
Davorshuk or whoever on the bench. Like, how? How am I going to do that? So I went back home to the hotel, wherever I was. And I started to try to beat all of them at everything that they were doing. Everything. So Dennis Bergkamp used to arrive first in training. So this guy won everything already, player of the season. He's there every morning before me. Am I missing a point? He's doing everything, the drills, he does them to the T. Like, sometime I will around, ball comes, right foot, left foot, right foot.
And again, I think this is one of those things where it's like really, really difficult when you're young and you have a lot of things. And especially, obviously in America, it's like football. And in Europe, it's football as well. But obviously, soccer football. Like, you just have all this adulation. So you kind of, and you're young. So you kind of think like, I've done it. I've did it. And it must be insanely difficult to like just have to try to keep working.
Foot, left foot. The ninth time you try to flick one, turn around and flick it. Dennis Bergkamp, control pass. I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay. Scores a goal. I used to score two and look at him. Then he looks at me back and he scores, and I have to score. Then I was trying to match them in everything that they were doing. Then after you have to deliver on the field, you have to take that free kick also away from Dennis Bergkamp. You have to take the penalty away from Dennis Bergkamp. You have to take the keys away.
Again, instead of conceding, like, okay, he does that and I'll just work on something else. No, he's working to match that. You know what I'm saying?
From Dennis Bergkamp. How do you do that? From not coming on the field. How do you do that? You never won there. He won. He's got there. How do you move that guy? So, man, I woke up early every morning and I had to show him the best respect I could pay the guy is show him I was better than him every day in training. The way you eat your salad, I'm going to eat that better than you. Yeah, the way you walk, I'm going to walk better than you. You look at me, I'm going to look at you better than you look at me. Then he gave me the key. It took a little while, but then he gave me the key.
Insane. I mean, again, that's just like elite mentality. This person says players don't have that these days. I think they do. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like to be old man yells at cloud that says that they don't. I think they do. I think that there's some. But there was another one that I want to look at really quickly because I think
different. Like,
I think this one gets, I think there's always going to be a couple of guys that reach this level that, like, I think Jordan is a very, very big famous example of it, and everybody loved it, but who knows if you would have loved it at the time, where it's just like, it's almost exhausting for the regular person because it's like, how do you do this? But they would just invent a slight to amp themselves up. People do all kinds of things to try to get motivation. And in America, we call it bulletin board material. Whenever an opponent talks, you put it on your bulletin board, you look at it every day, and you think, I want to beat this fucker to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to show it right here. And Tom Brady, when he was on the field, he was an absolute sociopath. And now you see kind of why, and now you see, and it's just like, it's incredible, the mentality.
It's very different. Like, I didn't have any friends on the other teams.
And by the way, Roy Keane would fucking love this dude, right? Like, already, right? Off the fucking rip. He's like, I didn't have any fucking friends on the other team.
I mean, my friends were the guys that were in the battle with me.
This group here is going to be why we win right here.
As it should be.
For me, anger was good. Anger was good because it was motivating. The more I could create an enemy, the more I wanted to go out and kill those guys.
Bro, and he was fucking like that. He was like that.
But man, if I could just... What did they say? What did they look like? Do they disrespect me at all?
Poor build, skinny. That's a really strong arm.
Those are the...
And you can see, honestly, that in his mind, he's almost slipping back into that. Where he's almost like this isn't, it might be manufactured, but he can get there. Like, it's difficult to understand even that he can get there. You know what I'm saying?
Little things that can get me right in the emotional frame of mind that when I ran on the field and I said, let's go. It was really, let's go kick some ass. That's what we were doing.
And again, I think they're very famous examples, Michael Jordan being one of them. That, you know, I mean, he would make shit up. Like, there's stories that, like, he would go up to him and be like, oh, I bet you're not going to say shit no more. And the player was like, I never said shit in the first place. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, it must be exhausting. And I think what is very unique about Tom Brady is that, like, his longevity. Because I think it wore on Michael Jordan much like it, you definitely didn't see from Tom Brady. Tom Brady fucking entered the league, played, and guys that went in after fucking played, retired, or in the Hall of Fame now. You know, Calvin Johnson. And he was still playing, so... again, just a mentality monster. Just a mentality fucking monster. And I just wanted to share that because I love it. I love it.